Hi everyone, and welcome to this video on how to efficiently create and configure basic loops for Fiori scripts. Today, we will learn how to add and manage basic loops for multiple line transactions and multiple loops. Let's get started. Let's quickly review how to record a Fiori app to create a script that can work with loops. After selecting the app in the Fiori recording dialog, you'll enter data for header and line items. The way that you record the line items in SAP depends on the app used to record the script. Some apps require multiple rows of data to be processed at the same time. For many of these apps, SAP separates the data into two parts, the header section and one or more line items. The header section represents constant information that applies to an entire transaction, used to capture transaction-wide details, such as posting date, company code, or document type. It contains data that remains the same across multiple line items and is typically identified with the H identifier in the loop identifier column. You can only have one header record per transaction. Make sure an additional line item is added. This tells the automation there may be more than two rows. After you have completed your recording, Studio will automatically compile the script and move to the Map tab. After you record the script, including the line items, you create a loop around the line items. Then, you set up your data file for the loop. On the mapper, click Expert View. Select the fields to include in the loop. Hold the Shift key on your keyboard and select the entire repeatable section in the mapper. Begin with the row for the first screen that contains the fields. End with the row for the last field. After you have successfully made your selection, click the Create Loop button. The loop window will display. Confirm that the correct rows are displayed in the repeat script rows and through boxes. In the window, you can select the loop type, choosing from either a single sheet loop or a multiple sheet loop. A single sheet loop involves processing all data within a single Excel sheet, making it ideal for simpler scenarios with repetitive data. The loop is created within the same worksheet, which simplifies configuration and management. This approach is best suited for straightforward, single-source data processing, as all loop-related data exists in one continuous sheet. A multiple sheet loop involves data spread across multiple Excel sheets, requiring a master sheet for header data and a separate line item sheet. It uses a join key column to link different sheets, making the configuration process more complex. This approach is ideal for scenarios with separate header and line item information, complex data structures, and multiple related data sets. Single sheet loops are simpler and involve direct mapping within one sheet, making them suitable for basic repetitive tasks. In contrast, multiple sheet loops are more complex, requiring joined mapping with key columns across multiple sheets, which makes them ideal for advanced data processing tasks. For example, you would use a single sheet loop in a scenario where you have a list of employees and their monthly sales figures in a single sheet. In this scenario, you want to calculate the total sales for each employee. A scenario where you would use a multiple sheet loop could be when you have a master sheet with customer information and separate sheets for each customer's orders. You want to link the customer information with their respective orders to generate a comprehensive report. The loop identifier column is the column that tells Studio whether a specific row of data belongs to the header section or a line item section. It indicates which rows should be processed as part of the loop and helps differentiate between constant header data and repeatable line item data. The identifier column typically uses values like H for header rows, D for first loop line items, and D1, D2 for multiple loops at the same level. The text to identify transaction header is the column letter that specifies the header data for the script recording. The default is H. The text to identify repeating line items is the column letter that specifies the detail line item data for the script recording. The default is D. When working with multiple sheets, you can change the loop identifier column from the drop-down arrow. Checking the box will show unmapped columns. You can use the same identifier if the loops refer to different columns. Use different identifier values if you're working with multiple loops. After you've made your selections, click OK. The mapper displays a loop with while and end brackets around the fields. Click back to Basic View in the mapper. Clicking any field that was included in the loop will show a checkmark for the Field Property Loop column, confirming the field is part of a loop and the field property is enabled. To change the loop, from Expert View, click Loop While or End Loop Text in the mapper. This will reopen the loop box where you can make changes to the loop. You can cut, copy, and paste the complete loop block and paste it elsewhere in the mapper. Select the entire loop in the mapper. Right-click. Select Cut or Copy. Click the row where you want to paste the block. Choose Paste Before or Paste After. To delete the loop block, click the start or end row of the loop and select the row. Right-click. Click Delete. You now know how to create and configure basic loops for Fiori scripts. Be sure to check out our video on advanced looping for details on various looping options. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.